Hello and welcome to Algebra 2 Lesson 7. Today we're going to talk about percent and some equations from geometry. So let's get right to it. 18 is 20% of what number? Now, we can either use our word problem keywords, or we can just write out the equation percent times total equals part. I like to, when it's written this way, just use my word problem equations. So 18 means 18, means equals, 20% means, are we surprised? 20%. Remember that you can change from a percentage to a decimal by moving the decimal point over 2 spots. So I'm going to write that as 0.20. Of means times. What number means n? There's my equation. Again, the numbers are just the numbers. To get from a percent to a decimal, move the decimal point over 2 spots. Of means times. What number is just n? Can I solve this? Well, of course. I can divide by 0.2, and n equals, if I'm not mistaken, 90. Woo! Oh, that was fun. Let's try another one, shall we? We have 1500 is what percent of 250? Again, first step, use our word problem keywords to undo this word problem. 1500 is still 1500. Is means equals. What percent? Well, that just sounds like P, right? That's an unknown. Of means times, and 250. So how would I solve this equation? Well, I'm going to divide by 250. And P equals, if I cancel those, 25 goes into 150 6 times. P equals 6. But a word of caution, since they're asking for a percentage, just like we undid the percentage over there, we have to give them a percentage. So 6 becomes 600%. You have to move the decimal point over 2 and add zeros when going to percentage. All right, that is all we have on percent today. Now we have more equations from geometry. So again, these are on your friendly or your formulas quiz. You have to know these. Have to. So, how would I find x? And don't circle it and say, x is right there. How would I find the value of x or solve for x in this problem? So, are we bothered that we know no numbers? Not really. Because we have an equation for this. What do all the angles in a triangle add up to? Well, we remember the equation a plus b plus c is 180. So I'm going to plug in 2x plus 2 plus 7x plus 18 plus 6x plus 10 equals 180. From there, I'm going to add like terms. 2 plus 7 is 9, plus 6 is 15. 2 plus 18 is 20, plus 10 is 30. I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides, painfully showing my work. Notice, I know that equation like the back of my hand, but I still wrote it because I'm showing my work and showing my thought process. So I have 15x equals 150, x equals 10. Alrighty, let's look at another one. There we go. How about this problem? Find the value of x and then find the measure of, okay, so we'll just find the value of x. So they give us this is 4x plus 33, and then they give us 3x here. Now remember, each of these intersections is identical because you have a transversal line going through a bunch of parallel lines. So that means this angle corresponds to that angle. All right, from there, it's pretty simple. We know two angles that make a straight line are, will add up to 180. There's supplementary. So I'll write out the equation for supplementary angles. A plus B equals 180. You have to know these. Plug in 4x plus 33 plus b, which is 3x, equals 180. 4 plus 3 is 7x. Subtract 33 from both sides. Painfully showing our work. 180 minus 33 is 147. And let's divide by 7. That looks like 21. Okay, they could ask you to find these two angles now. All you do is plug in 21. Now, this is probably the hardest problem and the newest problem that you haven't seen before. So pay close attention to this one. All right, so they tell us that the measures of angles A, B, C, and D, and they give them to us, are in a ratio. Watch this. Measures of A, B, C, and D are in the ratio of 1 to 2 to 4 to 2. So that means that B is twice as big as A, C is 4 times as big as A, D is 2 times as big as A. So what I'm going to do so that I can get this into one equation, because right now what I have is A plus B plus C plus D equals 180, because they all add up to a straight line. I want it all in terms of one letter. So I know that A is just A. B is 2 times A because it's twice as big. So I'm going to plug in 2A for B. C is 4 times A. It's 4 times as big. And D is 2 times A because it's 2 times as big. From there, I have 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2, which is 9. And dividing by 9, showing my work painfully, A is 20. If they asked me for the measure of the other angles, I could do so. I know B is 2 times A, which is 40. I know C is 4 times A, which is 80. I know D is 2 times A, which is still 40. And that, my friends, is problem set 7.